Hi, it's Caitlin and I have my May polish pickup swatch video for you, and the theme is junk food, which is right up my alley. I literally just ate a chocolate bar. So the polish pickup will open this month on the 5th of May. It will close on the 8th. I will include the specific times down in the description. I'll also have details about all of the polishes, like their price and how many bottles will be available of each product. So if you see something that has a cap, be sure to shop early on Friday, May 5th so that you don't miss out on it. I'm pretty excited about the theme, but also the polishes. This might be my favorite month for polishes in a long time. So if you're into bright colors, also vampy colors and pinks, then get ready to have a lot of fun because I've got some beautiful polishes to show you, and let's get into it. So in my polish pickup videos, I am starting with the brands that have paid for their reviews. Just full disclosure, those ones are coming up first, and then the unpaid PR samples come after that. So first up we have Girly Bits I've Had, the Lime of My Life, and this one is described as a bright lemon lime color with an intense orange shimmer and gold, orange, pink color shifting flakes, plus a light sprinkle of holographic particles, and this one is inspired by Sour Patch Kids candies. This polish has a really nice formula, and if you're into yellows or greens, chartreuse type shades, then this one is definitely for you. It's so fun, it's super bright, and the shifts in it are really intense. And of course, who doesn't love a good sprinkling of holographic glitter? It's not glitter, it's particles, so this will not be difficult to remove, and it will smooth out with one layer of top coat. And as you can see, this one covers really well in 2 coats, but I decided to do 3 just because most people would probably need 3. It worked for me in 2, but you know, I'm just trying to cover all the bases here. And it does dry down a bit dull, so I will recommend a good glossy top coat. And here you can see the holographic twinkle. You can see how it does sort of lean from yellow but also green, and then of course the really intense shimmer. This one is, like I said, super fun. It's perfect for this time of year, and it definitely makes me think of Sour Patch Kids, that sort of sweet but sour goodness, I guess. It's yummy. I do like Sour Patch Kids. And next up we have Clionadh Cosmetics. This one is Salt Watermelon Taffy, and this one is described as a vibrant mint green crelly base with pink peach lime shifting shimmer. And this one is super beautiful, as you're going to see. It is definitely in the sheer camp of nail polishes, and some people don't like that, but personally I think it makes for the most intense and most beautiful shimmer polishes, in the way that I loved Bee's Knees Lacquer and have a Bee's Knees Lacquer sized hole in my heart when it comes to nail polish now that they're not doing regular collections. And also, not to take away from Clionadh Cosmetics, but if anyone's wondering, Bee's Knees Lacquer is not participating in polish pickup for May. So this one, as you can see, will definitely need 3 coats. I mean, if you like very visible nail line, you could leave it in 2, but even at 3, you can see my nail line, and it does dry down on the dull side, so I will recommend a glossy top coat or matte if you want, but I think glossy looks best in this case. Hopefully you can also see how intense the shifts in this one are already. I think you're going to love this one if you're a fan of shimmers. Thankfully, this doesn't have any cap because I can foresee this one being very, very popular. As you can see, this one has so many color shifts. It is honestly really beautiful, and I couldn't get enough of this one on my nails. I just wanted to keep filming it, keep looking at it. It's so beautiful in every possible lighting. Here we have Sassy Sauce Fire in the Hole, and this one is a watermelon shade with a red to gold to green shimmer and magenta to blue twinkling micro glitters. And this one is inspired by Takis, which I didn't really know were a thing until recently. I don't even know if we really have them in Canada. I've seen them a few times, but they must be new to Canada, which is probably why I don't know anything about them. So they sound delicious, and this polish is also delicious. It's so beautiful. I just love the color of the base. It's so bright. It's honestly not neon, but it's super bright. It really pops off your nail. And then the shimmer in it is surprisingly effective. Like, it just really brings the color together. And I love, of course, those magenta / blue micro glitters, because that really makes it look like the inspiration, the bag of Takis. So this polish really came together beautifully in 2 coats, and of course top coat will smooth out those tiny little glitters. It won't be difficult to remove. Those are super tiny glitters and they're not going to cause any problem. Here you can see what I mean about that shimmer. It's quite intense and it looks so good in the sun. It looks good everywhere, honestly. So if you like bright, pinky, corally kinds of polishes, then I highly recommend this one. Now we're moving into the unpaid section of my video, and this one is Bluebird Lacquer Blast Off. This one is a classic sort of shattered hollow formula that Bluebird Lacquer does so well, and the color is described as a pale Baja Blast aquamarine with an effervescent pink to gold shifting shimmer. This is such a great tribute to Baja Blast, which is some sort of Mountain Dew, I think, that you can get at Taco Bell, maybe exclusively. I'm not sure. That's also something that's only recently appeared in Canada. I've never tried it. It's a really pretty color though, and this nail polish does a really good job of capturing the inspiration. It covered completely for me in 2 coats, and I will recommend a glossy top coat because it does dry down dull with all of those hollow flakes in there, but it won't be difficult to remove. And the shimmer in this one is really pretty. It's subtle, but it's definitely there, and I just think it all works really well together. I wish I'd had a little more sun and not just a cloudy day with a bit of sun peeking through, but here under my swatch lights you can see the hollow sparkle. Definitely really twinkly. That one, shout out to all the twinks out there. Anyway, this one is great. Here we have Paint It Pretty Polish, Betcha Can't Eat Just One. And this one is inspired by sour cream and onion potato chips. And this one is also named for the catchphrase, which I don't know if it's Lay's or the other big major potato chip brand, Hostess. I don't know. But I remember the commercials and they would say, "Betcha can't eat just one." And this one is described as a teal base with shifting shimmers, which is a very humble description for this beautiful polish. It has like a rainbow of colors, as you are going to see. And I really just love how nail polish makers kind of across the spectrum have embraced sheer formulas, more jelly-like formulas. Personally, I love it. I know a lot of people don't like it. They don't like visible nail line. They don't like sheer polishes, but I do. And so I absolutely love this one. You can see that it covers pretty much in 3 coats, but if you are someone who doesn't like visible nail line, you might want to layer this over a complementary teal color or matching color to the base in order to get that full opacity. And you can also see that this one dries down dull, so I will recommend a glossy top coat to make the shifting shimmers really pop out as much as possible. And I can't wait for you to see this one when I start moving my fingers around, because it is honestly shockingly shifty and it's just beautiful. So here it is with just my hand by the window. It's beautiful in every single lighting, honestly. There's pretty much a rainbow of color shifts in here, and if you've ever tried a Paint It Pretty polish shimmer, then you know how beautiful they are, and if you haven't, then I highly recommend picking one up, especially this one. Moving along, we have Cupcake Polish Funfetti, and when I saw this one in the bottle, I kind of freaked out because I just knew I was going to love it so much. And here we have another sheer crelly base. This one is white, and it's filled with pink, red, gold, green, and blue metallic flakes, and it's of course inspired by Funfetti cake, which makes me want to go bake immediately. So this one is sheer on that first coat. Obviously you want it sheer so that you can see the flakes through the layers of nail polish, and it had such a good formula. I was happy with it in 2 coats, but if you want to build it up to 3, be my guest. I just liked the quantity of flakes I had in 2. I didn't want to add too many more of those metallic shreds if I didn't have to. So this one, the flakes are more like metallic shreds, so I think if you're planning on wearing this, it might require 2 layers of top coat, like a glitter top coat and then a regular top coat, but for the purposes of my swatches, I was happy with 1 layer of top coat. And these flakes don't really shift around too much. They're not iridescent or color shifting. So I still wanted to show it in different lighting, but this is kind of a you get what you see polish in the best possible way. It's so beautiful and happy and fun and cute and just the best. Next up is Glisten and Glow. So they have a cuticle remover and a cuticle oil pen duo that will be available. And I'm going to show you how I use these products. They are scented in the most delicious scents. So we have coconut lime cake for the cuticle remover. And this one is a product that softens and removes excess cuticle, and it helps just to clean up anything on your nail plate. So you apply it to the actual nail plate like I'm doing here, and then let it sit for like 60 seconds and then push back your cuticle area with a tool that you like. This is the nailstuff.ca cuticle pusher. It's made of glass and I think it works really well. And then once you're done with that, wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water. And I didn't really have much cuticle on my nail plate, but anything that was there is now gone. And once you're done with that, it is a bit dehydrating. So you can use the cuticle oil pen, which is scented in key lime pie, and it smells so good. This one is definitely got lime, but it's more coconutty and vanilla-y with a hint of lime, which is what you want personally when it comes to key lime pie. It's just so delicious smelling and I love it so much. So this will hydrate your cuticles, your nail plate, and the proximal nail fold. It will help stimulate nail growth and increase your nail flexibility, preventing breakage. It's a great product to just keep in your pocket, in your purse, in your backpack, by your desk, wherever. and apply it every single day as often as you can to keep your nails healthy and happy. Glisten & Glow is also offering a nail polish, and this one is a dark purple base loaded with purple to pink to orange to yellow to green Aurora shimmers, and it's inspired by the most delicious, spicy, sweet, chili flavored Doritos, and it's inspired by the bag that the Doritos come in. So this polish blew me away in the bottle, and then when I put it on my nail, I was even more impressed. It has a fantastic formula. As you can see, it covers really well in the first coat, but it's totally opaque in 2 easy coats. This one is packed with shimmer, as you're going to see in a second. It's truly stunning. And Glisten & Glow always has a fantastic formula. There's no concern here about staining. Easy to remove, easy to apply. And I am using the Glisten & Glow Top Coat, which is not available this month in the polish pickup, but you can always pick it up in the Glisten & Glow shop. It's a fantastic top coat. It dries super quickly and leaves your nails very shiny and glossy for quite a few days. So hopefully you can already see how twinkly that is, but when you start moving your hands around, you're going to see almost a rainbow of shifts. This one really took my breath away. Like I said, I absolutely love the color shifts in this one. This might be one of my top favorite vampy nail polishes in a long time. It's just so well done, and I felt really cool wearing it, if that makes sense. I love wearing dark nail polish. It just makes me feel very rebellious or something. So here it is with just lighting from an overcast day. You can see those shifts so easily anywhere. And next up we have a new brand to polish pickup, which is very exciting because I have featured Bedford and Grove on my channel before. They make great polish. They are a Canadian brand and actually pretty local to where I live. So this one is called Glass and a Half of Milk, and it's inspired by the purple silver foil on the old Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate bars and their old ad slogan, which was claiming that there's a glass and a half of milk in every bar. This polish features a deep purple base, purple and gold flecks, and a holographic finish. So this one has a fantastic formula. It covered almost completely on the first coat, but I went in with a second just for good measure. And this one is very holographic. It's very also kind of foily in the way that the metallic wrappers are of the chocolate bar. There's a lot going on in here, but it works really, really well together. And I will recommend Glossy Top Coat just to bring out the hollow. It really helps to enhance that rainbow effect, as you will see shortly. And I will say that it's described as a deep purple base, but it definitely overall comes off as a sort of silvery polish with purple, like a purpley gray or grayed out purple. Either way, it's accurate to what you're seeing here. It's beautiful. And thankfully the sun was out, so you can see just how holographic this one is. There's a ton of sparkle to it. It looks good in the shade, it looks good in the sun, and it's super fun. Here we have Painted Polish Animal Style, and this one is inspired by the In and Out logo, which I hear a lot about In and Out. I've never been to one. Again, they're not in Canada. We miss out on a lot in Canada, but yeah. Anyway, this one features red metallic flakies in a yellow mustard crelly base, and it's fantastic. It has the fantastic painted polish crelly formula that I love so much, and if you're a fan of painted polish, you know what I'm talking about. They make some of the best crellies in the whole entire world, and this one is super bright, super fun, looks like mustard and ketchup or the In-N-Out logo. And it's just adorable. I love the little tiny red metallic flakes in here. It smooths out with a layer of top coat. It won't be difficult to remove because these are flakes and not glitters. And I can't wait to wear this one again. It's just a really gorgeous shade of yellow and I love it. Here we have Polished for Days Fintastic, and this one is a teal base with bright blue to purple shifting iridescent shimmer and holographic flakes. So this one's inspired by those shark gummies that are blue and white, and Jenna was kind enough to send me a bag of them to eat. So I love that, and I love this polish. It really does capture the inspiration well. This polish, obviously, and as you can see, has a wonderful formula like all Polished for Days polishes do. I look forward to what they make all the time because they make some of my favorite polishes. And this one is perfectly opaque in 2 coats. The shimmer in this one is gorgeous because it complements the base color and just turns this polish into something beautiful and extra special, especially with those added holographic flakies. And I will recommend Top Coat for this. Obviously, it will help bring out the hollow and the shimmer and everything, which I can't wait for you to see. So here it is as I apply the top coat. You can just see how juicy and oceanic this one's looking. And here you can see what I mean about the shimmer. It's almost the same color as the base, so it just creates this beautiful, really well, I don't know how to describe it, like it just looks like this incredible glowy gorgeousness on your nails, and it looks incredible in every type of lighting, sun, shade, wherever. Here we have Rogue Lacquer Make It Pink, and this one is inspired by pink Starburst candies, which I love. And this one is described as a bleached neon pink with gold glass flakies. And ooh, I love bleached neons. So I'm really hoping that maybe Rogue Lacquer is going to do a whole collection of polishes like this, because would I love to have, you know, a rainbow of these sort of bleached neons to do a Skittle with. I'm going to manifest that. So this one has an amazing formula. It really does look like the pink Starburst, and those gold flakes are beautiful. So I was really happy with this coverage in 2 coats. I think most people will be. And the the gold flakes have a tiny bit of texture, so use glossy top coat. I'm using the Cuticula Limitless Top Coat. So anytime you're seeing the top coat with a clear brush, that's Cuticula. And this polish is going to be so pretty for the summer. Thankfully, the sun was out. You can just see how pretty and cute it is. I love this one on my nails. It made me super happy. It looks good, especially in the sun, but it looks good in any lighting. So I will let you enjoy this, and maybe I will grab a pink Starburst to snack on. Here we have Femme Fatale I Spy with My Skittle Eye. That name is just brilliant. I love it. And this one is obviously inspired by Skittles. This one is described as a super vibrant berry pink jelly topped off with a fruity red copper shifting shimmer. Within it are luminous iridescent blue flakes and cobalt metallic glitters. So this one goes on really easily. There's a ton of glitters and flakes that come out on the nail. I don't know what's going on with the Femme Fatale brushes, but last month the brush just was kind of a mess, and this month it's also a kind of a mess. I don't know if that was just the ones that I was sent as a swatcher, which I hope isn't the case, but I also really hope these are not the standard brushes that they're sending out because they're splayed and bad. But the polish is beautiful, so I will say that I really do love this. And it's workable, but as you can see, it's a bit of a mess, that brush. So I will recommend building this up in 3 coats, and that is what Femme Fatale recommends as well. And because there are glitters in here, they do recommend a glitter grabber top coat and then a regular top coat on top of that to smooth it out. But honestly, it smoothed out for me with 1 layer of Cuticula Limitless Top Coat. I do find that whatever Femme Fatale does with their polishes, their glitters are very smooth. So this is beautiful, and I was kind of blown away by the shifts in this one. It looks fantastic in the sun. I'm so glad we had some sun so I could show a lot of these polishes off in the sun. This one, I just love the combination of pinks and magentas with blues, and I think that this one hits a really beautiful balance of all of those elements, and it is very shifty, as you will see now. It shifts to this really gorgeous sort of orangey copper shade, and the iridescent blue flakes really pop against it, and it just looks good all the time in every lighting. And last but certainly not least, we have Wildflower Lacquer Cake It Easy, and this one is sort of a 2-part polish. So Wildflower Lacquer and Nailed It are creating a cupcake inspired duo within Polish Pickup. They're not sold together, they're sold separately, but Taylor at Wildflower Lacquer is using the cake part of the cupcake, and Nailed It is doing the frosting. So this one has a really good formula. To me, it was totally opaque in 2 coats. It's described as a dark chocolate brown with red to orange to gold shifting shimmer, and it just looks juicy and squishy and delicious, really. So I will recommend a base coat with this one. There might be a potential for staining because it's such a pigmented brown, but it is so gorgeous. It also is just so shifty, as you're going to see in a second. The shifts in this one are super intense. I definitely recommend a glossy top coat because it just makes it look so juicy and squishy, which I probably should say moist because that's more appropriate for cupcakes. They're moist and tender and whatever. But anyway, this is really shifty. It almost has that unicorn pea-esque shift to it with the green and the gold and the orange. It just is really fun, and honestly, there aren't enough brown nail polishes out there, so I'm always happy to see one, and this is a gorgeous brown. I'm probably gonna rhyme off a lot of polishes that I think are must-haves because honestly there are so many this month, but the one that really stands out to me is the Sassy sauce. I love how bright that polish is. I love the shimmer in it. I love those little purpley, I guess tiny micro glitters in it. I am in love with that polish. I also super duper love the Clionadh Cosmetics. I think it is so pretty. I really hope we see more shimmers like this from Clionadh Cosmetics because they are just so beautiful. Well, not they, there's only one polish so far, but this one is stunning and I want an entire pastel rainbow of shimmers. I'm gonna keep going with my favorites. I really also loved the Cupcake polish because it just looks edible. Honestly, it is so delicious looking and it's beautiful and adorable and makes me super happy. And last but not least, I wanted to round out my top picks with something vampy, and I loved the Glisten and Glow. I just think it was so beautiful. The shifts were super intense, which kind of surprised me. It is like supremely vampy and I'm obsessed. So let me know in the comments if you are eyeing any of the polishes that I shared today. Let me know what's going on your wish list, and I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Bye.